Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list and market talk for the 27th of December, Thursday. Let's go ahead and take a look. Big day for the markets today. Big day, big day. Sorry, I was AWOL yesterday. It was Christmas, so decided to take the day off, but doing a video now Wednesday evening, the 26th of December. Very nice day for the bulls today. Shorts got caught leaning the wrong way today. Let's just take a look at some of the things that we did in the service today. We called Facebook over 128. I think the thing is still running in the after hours on Facebook. Citigroup at 1132. We called that over 49.55. Stock went up over $50. Apple was alerted in the service for a day trade that turned into a swing trade now. Apple over 149.25. Never came down back at us to even test or give us any problems with that stop. Went straight up after we got in it. And then for some swing trades today, we called TTD over 105.30. Stock made it all the way up to 110. We alerted RIG over 655. OIH was alerted for a swing trade today. The XOP was alerted for a swing trade today. Nice bounce from the bulls. This is the alerts that are called in the room for the members. This is an Omnovia room with screen sharing throughout the day. We call our alerts over the microphone. Very big day for the bulls. This was the largest one-day gain in the history of the stock market, up over 5% in one day. Take a look at this. You won't see this too often. Here is the FinViz heat map. You see no red on there at all. On this S&P 500 heat map. You see Google was up over 6%, Facebook jumped 8%, Oracle was up over 4% for the day, Microsoft up almost 7% for the day, Amazon jumping almost 10% on the day on this heat map. The S&P was plus 117 points. The Dow Jones was up over 1,000 points today. The Nasdaq was up 361 points. Basically, we had the late shorts taking a big hit today. If you were late to the party on shorting, you paid the price today. Panic buying came in today. Saw a lot of reversals today. Oil jumped real strong today. We'll get more into that in a moment. Roku was top pick at Needham today for 2019 Roku, ROKU. Um, so let's get this heat map out of the way, and then we'll go through some of the items that we normally look at for today as far as the sector. So you had oil up over 7% for the day. The USO, the light sweet crude oil ETF, was up over 6.5, almost 7%. OIH jumped 6%. The Qs jumped 6%. The Nasdaq was up almost 6%. The IBB, the SMH, so on and so forth. As you can see, the S&P 500 was up 5% for the day. So big day here for the bulls. And then if we look at to the downside, we lost some air out of the VIX today, down almost 16% on the VIX. Nugget and the gold stocks reversed back down. Nugget was down 6%. JNUG, the junior gold miners, was down over 5% for today. So that's some of your sectors that move. Sector performance in the S&P to the upside. We had the XOP, the energy exploration. That's the one that we got in today, up almost 11% on the day. The XBI jumped 7%. XLE jumped 6%. The XLK, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even the XLU. So all green on the day. As far as the Dow Jones, 30 for the day. The best performer was Nike. Apple was up 7%. Visa was up 7%. Microsoft up almost 7%. Boeing was up over 6%. Caterpillar up over 6%. Home Depot up over 6%. No red on my screens for the day. Coca-Cola was even up 2%. McDonald's up 2%. So that's some of your movers in the Dow Jones for today. All right, so where does this all leave us, right? So basically, what we did was we came down to, and I talked about this on my videos, and I even put out charts on my private Twitter feed and also on my open to the public Twitter feed. We were coming down to the 200 SMA, the 200 SMA on the weekly chart here, and basically we bounced right off of that. That was where the Bulls made their stand. That was at around 2348, 2349 there on the 200, and boom, we basically jumped right off of that on the weekly chart. And so now what happens now, right? So now you would think maybe we're going to, and we'll look at the SPY because I look at the SPY intraday all day. So big volume came in. So now that we got this pop, right? Now we have an area to play off of as far as the lows. Now, if the bulls lose this low, then I would say we're in for a big move down if we lose these lows from today. You want to hold at least the midpoint of this candle on the SPY. So around that 240 area. 240.50 area is what you want to hold. Now we did come up to the 5 EMA. You can see we have all these moving averages that have rolled over. We're still below the 200, still below the 50. So we have a lot of work to do to the upside here. There's going to be a lot of resistance spots up ahead. Now, it wouldn't surprise me now if we pull back a little bit, but let's see if we can at least hold this 240 area. Tomorrow might be just a chop day, consolidation day, digesting these gains, maybe a lot of back and forth action. You still have a lot of traders that have stepped away for the holidays. A lot of the markets were closed today. The U.S. market was open, obviously, but you had markets closed in Canada, Australia, in Europe, and so on. So let's see what happens tomorrow when everybody's back at their desks in Europe. We had markets closed. I believe it was the Hong Kong market was closed last night. So let's see what happens when those markets open up for today. So we had some unusual call activity today. We had Schlumberger, GM, FSLR, PLD, and CZR all getting unusual call activity. No put activity for today. This courtesy of the trade exchange. As far as some of the economic news that's due out for Thursday, the 27th, once again, this is courtesy of the trade exchange. We have initial jobless claims coming out at 8:30, 9 o'clock. We have the FIFA house price index. We also get at 10 o'clock new home sales. 10 o'clock we get consumer confidence coming out. For Friday, we have the nat gas numbers coming out at 10:30, and then the EIA oil status numbers coming out at 11 o'clock on Friday, the 28th. So just make a note of that. The oil numbers will be out at 11 o'clock on Friday. Other than that, we have the 9:45, the Chicago PMI. 10 o'clock, we have pending home sales. 10:30, that nat gas report. We also get the Baker Hughes rig count on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This economic calendar courtesy of the trade exchange. So let's go ahead and look at the intraday action on the SPY today so you can see what I was looking at for today. So this green line down here, I have it marked. It's the 200-week moving average. It's the from that weekly chart that I showed you at the beginning of the video. It's designated in a green line here. So on Christmas Day Eve, I guess it was, we came down to around that area. They backed us back up in the pre-market today. All right, we held above it. We came close down to it intraday again when the market opened up. They held that 234 area, and then we started to get back above VWAP and make our move up. This is when I was watching very closely as we did not break down. We held that moving average off the weekly chart. We started to turn back up, and then it was straight up after that. So this is what I was looking at throughout the day, watching that action reaction. They popped us up in the morning when the market opened up. We started to reverse down. You started to say to yourself, okay, here we go again, right? Market's going to sell off this early strength. The futures were up this morning when we first opened up, and then they started to sell us off. But we made a higher low here in the markets. We came here down to that 234 spot. Then we broke it down, but we reversed right back up here around that 234 spot, and then up through VWAP, and then up throughout the day on the SPY. So that's your intraday look at the SPY for today. Let's go ahead and look at some news that came out after the bell tonight on the market close. We talked about the Dow records best point gain in history, surging more than 1,000 points. All three major indices post best percentage increase since March 2009. That coming from CNBC. Let's see, we had CSII announces first patients treated in the United States. So CSII with some news after the bell tonight. Not much going on with that one. TCON, Tracun Pharmaceuticals presents positive top line data. So that stock is an under $1 name, but perking up a little bit. Not a lot of volume in it in after hours. ACHV filed Form S3 $100 million shelf. ACHV. So that stock, not much reaction to that. Caesars Entertainment announces completion of one of their projects there. CZR, moving up throughout the day with the rest of the market. Not much reaction in the after hours. And let's see, we had VRTX buys over 90,000 shares of CRSP, reports a 10% stake in CRSP. This is a biotech name. Not much reaction to that in the after hours tonight. Let's go and take a look at the overnight futures. It's about 6:38 Eastern Time, my time. Currently, the Dow futures are down 38, the S&P futures are down 4, and the Nasdaq futures are down 12. Now, it's very early in the session. The Asian markets have not even opened up yet, but just giving you a brief, quick look at the futures as they open up. They opened up at 6 o'clock, so they've been open up for about 38 minutes. They're leaning a little bit to the downside after that big move up today in the markets. So in a bear market, you get these big rallies. It doesn't mean that the all clear has sounded back in 2008, 2009. You'd get these rallies off of oversold conditions, but then the market can turn right back against you. So just be aware of that. This could be one of those times too. Now, it's hard to call a bottom here right now, so keep that in mind. Now, if you're in any positions right now from today, like what we did was, like if we got into Facebook at around 128, we peeled some off, all right, and we're holding a small position overnight, and we're playing up against these lows now, all right. So that's what we're doing, and if you got into any positions today, hopefully you paid yourself on some of them because you had a nice big move up. You can hold, some shares, but you want to take a majority off. And just in case we come back down, I'm not saying that's going to happen tomorrow or when that's going to happen, but basically you want to leave a small position on and take profits in bear markets when they're offered. All right, so just a little advice on bear market trading, because you are going to get, these big rallies off of oversold conditions. If the economy is going into recession, if things are bad, we may reverse right back down again. So if that happens, you could see a big sell-off starting again. So right now, I would say, bears still in control. Bulls making an attempt, all right? And we'll see what tomorrow brings. If we get continuation, a pullback, I think I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback and then a turn back up. That would be, I guess, the best thing. So we'll see if we get that. All right. As far as the watch list for tomorrow, I'll go through a few names for you. So I'll be watching Apple again tomorrow, maybe for a pullback and then a reverse back up. Full disclosure, I'm in some Apple. I've taken some profits out of Apple today. As I showed you at the beginning of the video, we got into Apple. Let's see. What this wants to do for tomorrow. The futures are leaning a little bit to the downside tonight. We'll see how the open and what that wants to bring as we get closer to the open tomorrow. But I'll be watching Apple again. The bigger names, I'll be watching Facebook and Twitter, AMD, Micron, Nvidia. So all these names will be on watch. Square, to see if there's any kind of setups in those. As far as a few small ones, I'll be watching ADIL. Definitely had relative strength today. Now it's definitely stretched here, right? So I want this thing to pull back a little bit and see if it sets up for us intraday. ADIL, BABA is another name if you're looking for a continuation type of move in BABA. I did not get into BABA today, but that one bounced. It is above the 5 EMA, so if you like BABA, keep that on watch. Maybe you get a pullback. I would watch like the middle of these candles, all right? Maybe that 135 area, 134.50. See if you pull back to there. That would be about $4. You might not get that. Let's see if you even pull back to the 5 EMA on BABA, which is at 136.50. All right, so that might be a spot to take a stab at BABA if you're watching it intraday. CGC, watching this one to see if it can get a continuation move up. Also watching CRON to see if that wants to do something. NBEV will be on watch tomorrow. Has been pretty strong, holding above this $5 area, holding above the 50 SMA on NBEV. NEO will be on watch for tomorrow to see if there's any kind of continuation in the small stocks. NOG, a small little energy name, popped up today. 5.3 million shares. NOG will be on watch. Roku, like I said, they had that will be for 2019 Needham's top pick. So Roku, watching this for some type of continuation move. I think they have 24 million subscribers in Roku. TYME. Nice reversal here in TYME, biotech name. Volume under 1 million shares, so this one will be on watch tomorrow. VSI, Vitamin Shop. This one popped up nicely today. Over almost 2 million shares came into VSI, Vitamin Shop, so this one will be on watch. Makes me want to look at GNC. Did that do anything? That had 2 million shares in it also. GNC Holdings, this under the $2.50 mark. So that one will be on watch. DAN, DAN, will be on watch. This one had unusual options activity in it. 2.2 million shares. Auto parts company. It got up to as high as 1375. So maybe over that 1385 area, and maybe you get that $14 break in DAN. Meat. Looks interesting here. MEET, bouncing back up 1.1 million shares, came up to about 425. So I'll be watching this one maybe for a little bit of a pullback and then a turn back up on MEET. CRSP, I gave you that news. Not doing too much in the after hours, but this will be on watch to see if there's any action in that one tomorrow. Let's see if there's anything else. No, I think, CHK also will be on watch. Over 75 million shares came into Chesapeake Energy Group. We got up to $2.19 and actually coming up to the 10 SMA here at $2.15. So we're over that. So we'll see if there's any kind of continuation move in CHK. All right, so this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and that's your stock watch list and market talk for the 27th of December, Thursday. I won't be doing a video Thursday for Friday. And then if if you're not around, wish everybody a happy new year, which is coming up. And I guess I'll be making a video over the weekend. So if you're going to be around, I guess you'll hear me say Happy New Year once again. And everybody have a good day trading tomorrow. Come check out my service. I'm running a special right now. It's $19.95. You can come try us for the first month of the service. And if you like us, stick around. And we hope to have you in the room. All right, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com.